Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I'm going to try to talk quiet in case you're hungover. Um, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still up. I don't know why, because that's what I do. I don't sleep. Yeah, I do. I've been sleeping a little bit better, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody is safe and that you either made it home or you're sleeping on somebody's sofa or somebody's floor or unfortunately somebody's toilet, because that happens when you have a little too much fun sometimes. Um, we had a little bit of strawberry wine that I picked up from Walmart because we had grocery pickup. So I got a little bit of strawberry wine and we had that, and I thought he put some in the fridge. It's like, hey, why aren't you letting me finish that? But it is Italian wine that was imported, and for Walmart standards, it was somewhat expensive, but nothing that we couldn't handle. Um, and it was delicious. Because I am not a wine connoisseur whatsoever. I don't like wine. But I know that there's dry, and then there's whatever the other one is. Um, and there's, white wine, and there's red wine, and there's people who wine, and I wine sometimes. But I just was wandering around the house and checking to see if everybody's okay. No, we didn't have company. That's just the normal run of, is David sleeping? Because this afternoon, or he started this morning saying he didn't feel good and that he was dizzy. And he's had 3 strokes, maybe. The doctors can't decide. We've gone through like 4 years of different doctors and testing and all that, and they just don't know. So I told him, just live your life, be happy. You're gonna die anyway, just like me. And that's all we talked about on the way to Walmart and back, and that's probably a good between 20 and 30 minutes one way. And we're just talking about plans, and that's because New Year's Eve we signed our wills and had them notarized. So now it's official. If one of us dies, the other one's going to be a millionaire. Sure. On what planet? I don't know. Planet Yaha, whatever. But anyway, this is, not a formal video. This is just me checking on you. I checked on him and he's watching TV. I did a Walmart pickup of groceries, and I've kind of been surfing Facebook Marketplace looking for a digital camera, but damn, they're expensive, and they're like 13 years old and they still want $250 for them. And so I found a few, but then they're an hour and a half away because of where we live. We live in the boondocks. And, but no, I went down there, and of course, he's just as manic as I am, so I should be looking at puppies. And, it's actually on my Google homepage to where I look and find our puppies. Stop it. Because it's always in winter. It's usually in winter fall to winter is when I find puppies. And that's because of my bipolar and my borderline, and that's just when I tend to need that puppy. Whatever. But anyway, I went down to check on him, make sure he's okay, because he wasn't feeling well. And then he was okay when we had to go get grocery pickup. And when we got home, he was okay. So I'm not worried really anymore. Um, but this whole death thing that we keep talking about. And also, I don't have the lights real bright, just in case, you're sensitive to bright lights right now. Yes, I'm being sarcastic because it's the way I am. And it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I need a snack. I like to have a snack before bed because I can't sleep if I'm hungry. And of course, being on a limited income, I get what we need and pretty much not what we want. We get like a 2 liter bottle of soda. Otherwise, it's Tang. People are like, Tang? It's like, I used to drink that shit when I was a kid. I ain't touching it. But I'll make my own iced coffee at home because it's decaf. So, because caffeine makes me stay up for weeks. But, yeah, I'm in a good mood. And I think that's a good way to start out 2025, even though I was confused on what day was what. The bank wasn't open, so I couldn't get the paperwork signed for the cemetery plot. So I don't know if they'll be open today. Probably not. So I'll have to wait till tomorrow, whatever day that is. I really don't know. I think it's going to be the 2nd, because usually that comes after the 1st. But I'm in a good mood. Had a pretty good day, I guess. Then I'm going to choke and I'm going to fall over. And nobody will find me for like a week. But yeah, I went downstairs to get some iced coffee and check on him, make sure he's okay, make sure the dogs are okay, because that's what mommies do. They make sure everybody's okay. And when mommy's not okay, stay away from her. Leave her alone. It's your best bet. But gotta wait for his paycheck to come in. Or I shouldn't call that paycheck, but his check to come in so I can finish paying bills. And then, god damn it. Are you for real? I put my phone on silent, and then there's always some noise, but it's never the dogs. Once in a while, Sasha shake off, or one of the dogs, but you get Polly up here and she'll be yapping. But I think my male bearded dragon is in brumation, which is hibernation, because he hasn't moved now in 2 days, and he didn't move a whole lot in the last week or so. I move him. I'll hold him and I'll cuddle him and I'll love him. And then I did more research on it, and you're just supposed to leave him alone. It's like hibernation. I think I said that already, but that's okay. I can double talk. No. So now it's like he's my boy, and I don't get to hold my boy and snuggle with him. And I've never had a bearded dragon go into brumation. So it's like, okay, how do I know when he comes out? Does he just start walking around? I don't know. And I've done research, and it don't help. But I was falling asleep. I think the wine kind of got to me, and I was dozing off, and now I'm wide awake. I need a snack. That's my thing, is snacks. And to us, our snack that we have usually every single night is ice cream. And God, he used to give me like 4 or 5. He'd give me a heaping dish, and I'm like, For one thing, it makes me cold. For two things, it's one of those. I don't need that much ice cream, and I'm gonna run out really fast if you keep giving me that much ice cream. So now I'm like, just 2 scoops, no more. But what he does is he gets a gallon of chocolate or a gallon of ice cream, and he'll sit down and watch TV and eat at least half, if not more. And it's like, dude, you don't need to eat that much ice cream. It's like a bag of chips. You know, if I had a bag of chips here, I'd eat the whole thing because you get concentrated on what you're doing on your computer. You get so focused, you know, just like with something to drink, all of a sudden it's all gone because you weren't paying attention. Your ADD was acting up. I wonder if I was hitting my desk and I saw flickering, and I was wondering if that was making my camera flicker. I'm ready to take it back and exchange it because it's not the first time that it's flickered. However, we've discovered that we have, I don't want to say ghosts, but other beings. See, it's flickering. In the house. It's been over a year since we've lived here, and we didn't have anything. And then all of a sudden we do. Oh, you see that on my head? You know what that is? And I'll tell you what it is because it's a mental health channel. When you get a lot of anxiety, you can get what I call pics. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, she would get them. Her skin would be so clear all summer, and she'd start school, and she would just dig into her skin, and they look like pock marks. They look like chicken pox. You know, they look like holes. They look like acne, but they're not. They're pics from having so much anxiety that you just pick at your skin. And I get them the back of my hairline, and nobody can see them, so they're fine. Um, I pick at them in my sleep. I wake up and my hands are bloody, and this is my major one, and it's a hole. And whenever I get anxiety, when I'm sleeping, I'll pick at it, and I try to cover it up with my hair because I'm embarrassed by it. It's really hard to hide, but it's just a crater, and it's just gotten bigger over time because I just can't leave it alone, and it's just part of anxiety. I mean, I've gotten them so bad in the back of my hair, in the back of my head, that, like I said, my hands will just be bloody just from picking at them. And then you take a shower and it washes all the blood off, and they're okay until you pick them again. And I don't think I've ever heard of anybody else that has them. I've addressed them to my doctors, and it doesn't do any good because what can they do? But I usually try to hide it, and because especially this one is right in the front, and I was wearing a hat for a while, and David said stop wearing the hat, so now I don't wear the hat anymore. But it's embarrassing in a way, but if nobody's ever said anything to me, and if they would, for some odd reason, if they'd show concern, let's just say that, I would just say, oh, I bumped my head. I would just play it off that I just bumped my head. But I know that I've got quite a few in the back, and the thing is, like, you can be watching TV and you're so into watching TV that you're sitting there picking and you're not even noticing that you're doing it. It's like a nervous condition. Well, what are you gonna do? Do any of you have that where you just spontaneously, out of emotion, I guess you'd call it, pick at your skin? I know when I was younger and I didn't think anything of it, I would find something to pick. And I think I still do that, but I'm an adult now, but don't tell anybody. And found out that it's from anxiety. And I hate it because it's like, if I'm sure you can see it, there are some days that are worse than others. Like today, I had the stress with the cemetery plot, so that caused me anxiety. So I picked it, but I didn't realize it. You don't realize you're doing it until you see blood, and then you're like, oh, shit. It was just starting, I have this in my head. It's just starting to heal. No, it's never going to heal. It's a crater. It's concave, I think they call it. But luckily, I'll go like this, and it helps me sleep, and I'll find just anything to pick. I'm a picker. But that's how it is when you have anxiety and you have, those kind of issues that drive you to, they say self-harm, and usually that's cutting. To me, this is self-harm because I'm not meaning to do it, even though with the usual cutting, that's self-harm, that's intentional, but I've never cut, so I can't speak on how you feel when you're cutting. I have tattoos, and I have razor blades, and I've thought about cutting out the tattoos. And I'm not talking about, cut a square and take that out. Just take it, the razor blade, and just slice it, just to get rid of that tattoo. And I have a few that I'd like to do that too. I just don't have the drive. The pain is fine. I just don't feel like dealing with it. I don't know. I know my videos are boring because they put me to sleep. No, I usually have it really warm in here, like 76, 77, and it's just a little space heater. And it's a decent sized room, but I can turn it down and it gets cold in here, so then I'll turn it back up. But I'd like to know if you have any, I guess you could call them habits, nervous habits, anxiety habits. If you have anything like that and what you do. If I usually, I wear long pants and long sleeves, so I can't really get to any place that I would find to pick. But you just get this, what would you even call it? This just sense of relief of, it makes you feel better. It doesn't hurt. It just makes you feel better. I guess that's why I'm afraid to cut. I'm not a cutter, but what in the hell is going on? You saw that flicker. I just have my side lights on right now, and I'm finding that they're pretty good. I don't know if I'll need my big lights on. I think these are pretty good. And I just pulled my back. Not a good day. I was in such a good mood. But, you know, let me know if there's anything you do. I don't care how weird it is. I'm weird. I don't I don't judge. And the funny thing about that saying, when people say, "Oh, I don't judge," it's human nature. Everybody judges. Whether or not it's big time judge, where they judge everything, or even just small time judge. Jesus. But I gotta find a snack because in order for me to go to sleep, I just gotta watch my videos. No. I hope again that you got to your location safe and sound. I wouldn't know because I don't know you personally, but I hope that you had a good time, you had fun, you overindulged in your puking. No, I'm just kidding. Did you go to Taco Bell after? That's what we used to do. We go out to the bars and we go dancing, and then we'd hit up Taco Bell. Also, there was a restaurant that was open 24 hours, and it was a sit-down restaurant. And we go there and just, they were used to us, so we'd be obnoxious. And that's when I was in my 20s. But yeah, I hope that you had a great night and that 2025 treats you as good as I do. Because I'm such a sweet, nice person. You don't have to live with me. So, okay, you have a good day and you rest and you do what you need to do. And especially, take care.